Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Houston Sports Talk back in the video today, and today we're going to be talking about a potential trade for the Houston Rockets. As we're going to be talking about the Houston Rockets potentially trading for a big time center, and actually another player we're going to be talking about potentially maybe reuniting with the Rockets. So many players potentially coming back to Houston that we've talked about this offseason. Patrick Beverley said something. Austin Rivers said something. James Harden, that's been the big news. I also made a video about Marcus Morris Sr., but that's not going to happen. But the most recent one we're going to be talking about is Clint Capela. Recent reports for the Rockets have been that the Rockets are in shop for a center in free agency in the trade market. They want to add a center onto the roster, even though they have Alperen Sengun, which makes me kind of think they're maybe potentially looking to put Alperen Sengun at the power forward position, because the Rockets are interested in guys like Brook Lopez, Clint Capela, and Kristaps Porzingis, and Clint Capela is the guy we're going to be talking about in this video. I don't know if I see Alperen Sengun playing the power forward position if Clint Capela were to be traded to Houston. He's never really done that, when he's been in Houston. I mean, he's played with another big. He played with Christian Wood back in 2021, but if him and Wood were on the same, on the floor at the same time, Christian Wood was being played at the 4 and Sengun was played at the 5. And same thing when if you look back when Daniel Theis was here, they never played at the same time together, Daniel Theis and Alperen Sengun. So honestly, in my opinion, I don't know if I really see how that would work for the Rockets if they add in a center. Does it Alperen Sengun? Because, I would get it with Alperen Sengun and Brook Lopez or Kristaps Porzingis. I think Sengun with one of those guys works. I just don't know if Clint Capela and Sengun work together in the front court. But I don't know. That's my ultimate worries, and we've never seen Sengun at the 4. But I do know if you're going to sign James Harden, if the more it seems like we're going to pick up James Harden. I know Rockets fans don't want it to happen, but it looks like it's going to happen. Clint Capela would be a great fit. You saw how well these two guys worked with each other back when they were in Houston from 2017 to 2020. These two guys in Houston were unbelievable. The pick and roll alley-oop they had, it was dominant. And I think Clint Capela has been really solid, ever since he got traded to the Hawks. He's been good for them. It's not like he's been bad. But I think his game has missed James Harden a little bit. That alley-oop and that pick and roll they had, I think him and James Harden, that Clint Capela and James Harden was a really, really nasty duo in Houston. Obviously, they weren't the best two players in Houston most of the time, because if Clint Capela was the third best player, either Chris Paul was the second or Russell Westbrook was the second, just depending on who was playing at the point guard position for the Rockets, different seasons. But James Harden and Clint Capela's alley-oop and the way they played together, it was special. And you add, that with the young guys, I think the Rockets starting lineup would be nice if you trade for Clint Capela. You add in Clint Capela, he plays at the 5, Sengun plays at the 4, then Jabari Smith Jr. plays at the 3, James Harden plays at the 1, and Jalen Green plays at the 2. Whoever you draft, Amen Thompson most likely comes off the bench. And maybe if you make a play at signing somebody else, let's say you go after somebody like Dylan Brooks or Bruce Brown, maybe they go off the bench. I don't really know if I see Bruce Brown coming here if he's not going to be a starter, which, I think Bruce Brown wants to stay in Denver, but maybe you sign Dylan Brooks for off the bench, and Amen Thompson goes off the bench as well with the number 4th overall pick. And then just like that, you'd have off the bench Amen Thompson, Kevin Porter Jr., Dylan Brooks, and Tari Eason. And then your starters are James Harden, Jalen Green, Jabari Smith Jr., Alperen Sengun, and Clint Capela. But let's get into what a trade would look like to land the Houston Rockets Clint Capela. Here's the trade I have going down to land the Rockets Clint Capela. I have the Rockets sending 2 players and 3 picks to the Atlanta Hawks in return for Clint Capela. So the Rockets get Clint Capela, and in return, the Hawks get Jason Tate. Jason Tate's a really solid player, averaging 9 points per game this season. He'll help the Hawks defense. I think he'll be a really good fit for the Hawks, and I think the Hawks will actually probably have a lot of interest in him as well for off the bench. I think he'll be great for the Atlanta Hawks. And then also, the Hawks would also get backup center Usman Garuba, who was really solid for the Rockets last season. I think he averaged around 4 points per game, or I think it was around 3 or 4 points per game. Shot the 3-ball really well. He's a really nice 3-point shooter for a big man. Solid. He's a really good offensive rebounder as well. Good rebounder. I don't know if he gets backup rotation minutes for the Hawks, but he'd be a nice rotation player for the Atlanta Hawks. Plus that, the Hawks would get the 20th overall pick in this year's draft, which I honestly think if the Hawks get the 20th overall pick, I think this sets up the Atlanta Hawks in a potential trade-up situation with them sitting with pick 20 and pick 15. I think the Hawks, with those 2 picks, would probably try to trade up into the lottery with pick 20 and pick 15. Maybe try to get at pick 10 or pick 12 where the Thunder are, potentially. But they get pick 20 from us, and then 2 second-round picks as well. A 2024 second-round pick that belongs to the Brooklyn Nets, and a 2024 second-round pick that belongs to the Golden State Warriors. So, full trade, Clint Capela back to the Houston Rockets in return for Jason Tate, Usman Garuba, the 20th overall pick, and in return, and also two second-round picks in 2024 in return for Clint Capela. It might be a little bit of an overpay. I really don't think so, because Clint Capela is going to have an immediate impact to this Rockets team if he returns, but I don't know how Rockets fans will. I know a lot of Rockets fans. You might go, well, we can just draft Derek Lively, the third or second. Is it the third or second? I think it's the second. Derek Lively, but honestly, in my opinion, I don't see Derek Lively being there at 20. Look who is the pick before the Rockets. The Warriors are sitting at pick 19. The Warriors need a big man desperately. I don't even know if I see Derek Lively falling to 19 to the Warriors. And if he falls to 19 to the Warriors, there is no way the Warriors pass on him. So I don't see the Warriors passing on him. And I see there's a potential way that the Warriors don't even get the option to pick him. So I don't really see Derek Lively falling to the Houston Rockets at pick 20, sadly. But in this case, I don't think Derek Lively's an option at pick 20. So in that case, you trade pick 20 and Jason Tate and Usman Garuba in a couple seconds for Clint Capela, reunite him with James Harden. Those 2 guys' chemistry together in Houston was unbelievable. And you add in a center, a good shot blocker, a decent, really, really good scorer in the paint, especially if James Harden's, reunited with him. I think he'd help with Alperen Sengun, will help Alp kind of focus on the offense, because Alp, if we'll be honest, I love Alp, but he's not that good at defense, and Clint Capela would help with defense in the lineup. You guys have your thoughts on the potential trade for the Rockets. That's the video. Hope you guys enjoyed, and peace out.